loyalty as your Einherjar until the very end.
Glory. I've no interest in that.
I merely wish for the world to continue existing.
So this is one of the 4 gifts.
You are a being of divine power, are you not? Divine Assault! Nivalag
Steve, we got a unique title this week. It's Valkyrie Elysium, something that's really not in our wheelhouse usually, but it kind of caught our eye. It was showcased not too long ago, and then we thought, this one looks cool. We should definitely be checking it out. And sure enough, we jumped in. Man, we got some thoughts on this one, Steve. It's got highs, it's got lows, right? It's one of those things. It's got a unique story. I think the story overall is it started off really weird because you start with these characters, these summoning characters that you have, and then when you actually start the rest of the game after the tutorial, you lose them, but there's no explanation as to why. You're a Valkyrie of Odin who's out to get rid of the undead and bring the world back to order, is kind of the case, right? Well, that's what's going on. Odin, dude, he is not an Odin that I enjoy. I'll be honest. He is this arrogant. There's an arrogance about this guy. And I'm just blown away by his style. His style was it really caught me off guard, right? This hub world you go back to after each level you've completed and stuff. Dude, it's not really exactly what I expected, but kind of in a sense that makes sense. What do you think, Steve?
I know exactly what he's talking about. I mean, we've played a lot of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And you got Odin and you got Asgard, because this is set in Asgard and Midgard and those kind of places. And like you said, the hub is Asgard, and you go there, and it's just dead. All you have is your 4 spiritual characters that come with you in combat, and then all Odin does is just sit in his throne, and like you said, and to me, that was a kind of a disconnect, because it felt like a modern-day Asgard, and it, like I say, playing Valhalla, I just couldn't get the grasp of it. But I will say one thing, on the actual game itself, it visually looks good, but I found it very linear. There's nothing going on. All it is kind of like A to B and just clear the air of all the monsters, which that's how you get your lore to do all your upgrades, and obviously when you complete that you get your chests where you get all your good bonus stuff like weapons and stuff. But I was very hit and miss on this game. Like I said, some bits I enjoyed, and then there's a lot of bit I was very disconnected from it, because as you said, Asgard is the main hub. So you do your campaign missions from here, but you also do your side quests.
Yeah, dude, I was baffled. Steve, I was so baffled when I got the side quest. So you're on your main campaign, you encounter the spirit that's there, and okay, I'll go check this out. I get the side quest. I can't do the side quest though. I was like, huh, what do you, I can't just go off and like achieve that little campaign, a little side quest thing that I wanted to do. No, you have to literally complete the campaign. You stumble along the side quest, get it like a little feature for later, and then finish the rest of that story mode, go back to your hub world, and then start the side quest. And that was, dude, I was so baffled. I've never seen that in a game where you have to go back to your hub world to start the side quest. You're always like, it's already part of the world, because I had to go back to that same location to do the side quest. I'm like, I'm already here. But moving past that, it was very linear from point A to point B. The enemy types themselves, there are a limited variety, because all they really do is change up the colors of them, right? And they give them different unique abilities. And that's really the same thing. But the undead, a lot of them, they're the same creatures you're fighting over and over and over. Instead of one being blue, one's red or green. Like, it's just, they just change the color up. I was like, well, okay, I guess, right? So, but you get into the boss fights. Boss fights are cool. The combat is cool.
I do like the mechanism, the upgrading, yes,
yeah, absolutely, right. I love upgrading my weapons. I tried multiple weapons. I'm like, the staff doesn't work for me. I'm going back to the quick sword. They're so fast. Right.
But that's the other thing I did notice as well, though, because it only sort of gives you like kind of like 2 swords and 2 kind of staffs to just play around with. And I found that I upgraded all my swords, and they come like A and C, like I guess it's the power level, but the staffs kept staying at G. G and C. And it's like,
yeah,
it's not even strong enough, so you're not going to use them.
no, yeah, absolutely. As you progress, right, you're upgrading what kind of works for you, and it's one of those things. The more gems you collect by busting up boxes, you collect these gems, and then you can put that towards beating up other enemies. And then as you beat them, you get other orbs and other powers that allow you to upgrade all your your equipment. And then from there, you can upgrade your magic abilities. And
Yes,
dude, I love the
elements.
magic.
Oh,
the magic
yeah.
was such a cool combo when you're in there with combat, and then you have the weapons, and then you're pulling in with your summon like superhero characters kind of thing in a sense to come down and also give you a hand. Like there's a lot of uniqueness to the game, but yet a lot of simplistic kind of stumbles along the way as well.
Oh yeah, and I will mention one thing. I love the grapple hook, or the electric grapple hook.
Yeah, it's cool.
Obviously, you need them to get like across certain canyons and bits as well as if you want to start your attacking to the enemy, and you just auto lock on it, and then you just zip in there. I did like the tutorials. For every time you upgrade or learn a new move, you can actually go off and then mess around with it until you master it. But I did find a lot of the combination was a lot of square pushing or triangle pushing, and I have to admit there was a lot of button smashing, like two squares, one triangle, and
four squares now, one triangle. Yeah, absolutely. It is. That's what I mean, right? There are simplistic elements to the game, but overall, dude, I had a pretty good time. Steve, what are you gonna score this one?
Do you know what? I did have a lot of fun. It does keep dragging me in. I just found there is games similar to this, like whether it's an RPG or an MMO, that kind of fantasy kind of game. Yeah. And to me, the Asgard I didn't really connect with, and the Odin, but I did like the way the story was going, and I did like the audio and the graphics, and the voiceover was good, apart from the side quests where there wasn't any. So for that, I'm going to get this a 7.5. How about you?
Nice. That's cool, dude. I'm a little bit lower than you. Valkyrie makes one comment after another, but they're repetitive as well, and that kind of took me out a little bit. And then going back to your Valhalla to talk to Odin was just kind of a disappointment. So for me, I'm there with a 7.
Let's put them on ice. Strike worth its weight in gold.
We must heal our wounds and move on.